I slept a little later than I usually do today, but it's fine because it's Sunday. I have zero plans today, but I'm gonna get ready anyways because it helps me feel more productive. And I'm gonna chat to you about some books that I've been reading. They're right here. We're gonna get ready and we're gonna talk about my reads. You already know, my favorite clips ever. I feel a little exposed up here. Okay, hello, I'm back. Let's start with my base, and we can also talk about the first book that I'm reading, which is The Ethics of Ambiguity by Simone de Beauvoir. In my last video, I did mention that it was my next philosophy read. I'm not that far into it, I will say. I'm currently on the second chapter, so like about 60 pages in. She has her wordy moments, okay? She has a few sentences that I need to take a pause and reread. But I also do really like her thoughts on childhood. Let me pull out my book journal so I can find out the exact wording. Oh, okay, yeah, I found the quote. Children live in a universe of definite and substantial things, where the world is set up before them without them. I just thought this was such a fascinating topic that she goes on to talk about, where she kind of details how as children we are given the world as sort of this absolute thing that we must be subservient to. You know, there are adults in our lives and there are these structures that have been set up that we just kind of accept as factual. But then as we grow up and we get older and as adolescence occurs, we sort of experience this disillusionment with the world, where we come to realize that we have freedom, which sounds like it should be a good thing, but in it's kind of like another way it's not. And what she means by that is we realize that our actions have just as much importance as every other person or adult that we look up to. And realizing that means that we have to take charge of our own lives. There's a lot packed into this book. Like, I'm not even halfway through, but I'm already feeling like I'm having all these new thoughts to consider, which is great. I think I got too carried away with talking that I didn't really look at how I was applying my base, so let's just hope that it's even. But I do also want to talk about just the concept of existentialism as a whole. My kind of overall impression of existentialism so far is that life is neither inherently good or evil, and nor does it have any inherent meaning. It depends on what you, the human, the person, makes of it. And that's where the ethics portion comes in, because essentially Beauvoir says that with our freedom, we need to choose to have ethics as well, because otherwise, technically there's no overarching sort of figure controlling us or dictating our lives or dictating our actions. We are the people in charge of our lives, and with that kind of power and with that kind of freedom comes great responsibility. Look at me go with the pop culture references. All right, I look a little crazy right now, but back to existentialism. Beauvoir only really touches on it in the first chapter right now, when she's kind of going over, obviously, ambiguity, which is part of the title of the book, but also freedom, existence, values, how these all correlate to the human condition and its nature of being ambiguous. My kind of interpretation of that is that we exist in this perpetual in-betweenness between the future and the past, or life and death, or body and soul, and all just these two sort of things that are balancing us out. Kind of similar to what how Camus defined absurdism, having that kind of once again, that sort of tension between two concepts. It makes it a lot more interesting, and I think it leaves it a lot more open to interpretation, which is probably the point. I'm gonna blend out my concealer now. I put this tiny little mirror here, but I'm really just using you guys. Be ready for some really flattering close-ups of me. What are we doing next? I think I'm gonna do eyebrows. Ooh, also, here's another great quote from Beauvoir. All ethics is to consider human life as a game that can be won or lost, and to teach man's the means of winning. Okay, beauvoir, I see you. Dropping these bars. Yeah, so I think that's my main impression of existentialism so far. I haven't decided completely on how it compares to absurdism. Like, I haven't decided if I'm more existentialist, am I more absurdist, because the two are still inherently, like, pretty similar. They're rooted in, like, the same basis of, yeah, life is meaningless, but then they split off after that. I think I need to read a little bit more to get a better sense of the concept and also of my own beliefs. I've been talking way too much with you guys. I think I need to get more started on my makeup. What do I do now? Yeah, let's do eyes. Should I talk about the other book that I'm reading, which is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley? And oh my gosh, I am loving it so far. I've never read Frankenstein. I know. What have I been doing? I know. It wasn't taught in our classes, so I figured I should just go pick it up myself because I've heard great things, one, but I just really like gothic literature. Like, I really loved Wuthering Heights, I really liked Jane Eyre, and I just like that kind of era of literature. I figured I should get on some Frankenstein because it's such like a widely influential book. I'm on like chapter 5 or something. I've met Victor, I've met, what's his name, Robert Walton, who's like the sort of frame narrator of the story. Also, I didn't expect there to be a frame narrative, but I probably should have because it's like a trait of the Gothic, a lot of Gothic literature. But I didn't expect it to start with like letters from Robert Walton to his sister, and then sort of from there pivoting to Victor's story kind of indirectly through Walton. Like, I think frame narratives are really cool just because it's like you're viewing the story with someone else. Just gotten to the part where Victor has succeeded in creating his monster, and yeah, oh gosh, it's like, ooh. Still, even now, like, the language that Shelley uses is obviously very horror-inducing. It's very sends kind of like unpleasant tingles up your spine. But it's funny to imagine that this was probably scaring the wits out of people back in the day. It's like considered probably like top-notch horror. I would be reading this, you know, by candlelight at like their nice little bedroom, just like freaking out. The thought of that is really fun. Okay, this is actually a lot harder than I expected because I usually do my makeup in the bathroom, and the mirrors there are larger, but I'm working with what I have right now, so bear with me. Oh, did I do too much? Yikes. Okay, hold on, I can fix this. Don't worry, I'll be back. It's fine, it's not like I'm going anywhere anyways. I'm just getting ready to stay at home. I do want to talk about, so I've been really enjoying my book journal, which I talked about last video, but it's so cute, it's so quaint. Look at it. It's like I'm keeping track of my thoughts and my quotes, so hey, if this is a sign for anyone to start a book journal, you absolutely should. This Muji notebook is treating me well. Also, I do want to talk about the experience of reading multiple books at once, because as someone who, for like the longest time, I would only read one book at a time, and I thought that was normal. Like, I thought most people did that, but I guess not. Because I feel like my thinking was like, oh, I should only read one book at a time so I can be super immersed in it and super committed to it and I can give it my full attention. I think I'm a multiple book reader now. I'm staking that claim here. I'm saying it now. I'm speaking it into the universe. Because I think not only is it nice to have another option to switch to if, say, the book that I'm reading I'm currently maybe not feeling, then it's nice to have like a secondary option to change to and kind of get like a switch of mood. But also it's nice to be able to make connections between the two books that you're reading. So say with like the two that I'm reading now, Ethics of Ambiguity and also Frankenstein, the question of ethics can definitely be applied to Frankenstein and his, to Victor, and his sort of desire and wish to regenerate life through an inanimate body. There's a lot of value to be found in drawing connections, I think. Intertextuality, guys. Real important stuff. And real interesting stuff as well. Also, I cannot find my eyeliner. Where the heck is it? Okay, but do I want to do eyeliner? I'm scared, guys. I kind of feel like I should rely on an actual mirror. No offense to you guys. It is just, you know, the phone screen, like it's a little scary. It's a little daunting. You know what? Let's go for an eyeshadow look today, okay? The eyeliner can go back in there. Okay. Also, I watched a movie like a few days ago with a friend, like 2 days ago. We watched the Karate Kid, the new Karate Kids movie. And okay, hear me out, okay? I went into it, I did not have high expectations, okay? I barely remember the other Karate Kid movies, but it was actually a lot better than I thought. And I really liked the editing, and I really liked, even though it was obviously a movie where you don't need to think that hard about the plot of or character motives, but I thought it was really enjoyable. Like, I thought they did a really good job of highlighting this feeling of like moving to a new city and then kind of struggling to find your place and struggling with some parts of your past that are traumatic to you. Should I include like a spoiler warning? Sorry if you're planning on seeing the Karate Kids movie. I swear I'm gonna do actual eyeliner next time, okay? I cowered it out, okay? I got scared because I don't have an actual mirror with me. I'm relying on this tiny little mirror and also you guys. So I promise though, next time I'll do eyeliner. I remember I used to like swear by mascara. Like, it would be, if I could only choose like one product to use for the day, it would probably have been mascara if you asked like 16-year-old Sisi. But now, honestly, like, I'm not that attached to it. Like, I haven't been doing it a lot because I figured out like an eyeshadow look that I really like that kind of doesn't need any mascara. Okay, what do I want to do? Should I do blush, mayhaps? Oh, and can we talk about personal color analysis? I've been struggling with it for like the last year. At this point, I'm like, it's probably a scam. It's probably just wear the colors you like, guys. I've been disillusioned, okay? I'm just like, I don't know anymore. At the very start, I thought I was like a cool tone, but then in the middle I thought I was a warm tone, and then after that I thought I was a cool tone again because my friends were saying, oh yeah, I think you're a cool tone. But now I don't know, maybe I'm just, is there such thing? There's probably neutral, right? There has to be a neutral. Maybe I'm just that. Let me know your thoughts because I have no idea. I've like given up at this point. Oh, I forgot to talk about Notes of a Crocodile because I did just finish that a few days ago. I really liked the structure of it. I think I mentioned this already in my last video, but I liked having that kind of chronological order to fall back on because sometimes the author would take us through like these scenes and vignettes at once, so having that kind of structure to come back to is nice. And in terms of my overall thoughts, I think there were moments where I felt like, maybe this also has to do with like the whole novel being translated as well. It might probably read smoother in the original, but there were moments where it felt like the dialogue or some certain transitions were a little bit awkward or stilted for me, but there were definitely a lot of really beautiful moments of realization about identity, about self, about love throughout the book that definitely implanted in my mind. There were some absolutely great lines. Let me see if I can find any from my book journal. Ooh, actually, should I talk about it if it's spoilers? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna give you this line without any context, okay? This is my way of preventing spoilers. I stood and watched as they slipped out of my life. Banger line, by the way, but I'm not gonna tell you who, in case you wanna go read it, because you should. It's a good book. Okay, let's do some more eye stuff. So I have like this Egiosal pencil that I have been using. I've mostly been using only like the shadow end, but I really like it because it's very versatile. Like, it's just really subtle, but it's also really nice. Which highlight should I use? I'll use this one. This is the Kate dark rose shadow. I think this is an eyeshadow palette actually, but I think the highlight color is just really nice. I've just been treating it as highlight. Okay, so the thing is, I think I have a decent grasp of highlighter, but I have no idea how to do contour. If anyone has contour tips, please let me know, because that's like the one part. I think I'm pretty good at all my other makeup, like, or not, at least I'm good with my face and how to do it for my face. But contour is the one thing that I have just not gotten the hang of, okay? Every time I've done or tried to do contour, someone has pointed it out. And they're like, oh, Sisi, I think you should rub out the, and then they gesture, and I'm like, oh, I don't, maybe it's just a blending thing. Like, I don't know. It just hasn't worked out when I try it. If I ever get better, I'm gonna show you guys in my next Get Ready With Me, okay? Nice. So that was my little lazy Sunday Get Ready With Me. Oh wait, I need to do my lips. For the rest of the day, I'm gonna be catching up on more reading. I'm gonna do some more reading on my current reads so I can tell you about them in my next videos. And I've been watching this Netflix show, so I'm gonna go watch that as well. And yeah, thank you so much for getting ready with me and for hearing me talk about these two lovely books that I'm currently reading, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. I think I went off on several tangents there. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!